Good evening, everybody. This is Joshua with Ed Shoe Repair and Enjoy Distributors doing another video demonstration on how to use Shoe Fix glue. Today we're using them on a pair of shoes similar to what a customer had an issue with on Amazon. They had a fabric upper shoe, ladies dress shoe. It was a totally closed toe, so it's a little bit different, but this is going to be essentially the same kind of principle. The sole was coming off. Now I just went and bought these from a thrift store. Not expensive, plus they were a little discounted because they were coming loose. So now as you can see, it's a fabric. Nothing's really deteriorating or falling apart. This is still going to take a few more steps, and it's going to take a few more steps because of the material that the shoe is made out of. The fabric is going to absorb more glue than a leather shoe would, excuse me, a leather or a vinyl shoe would, so it's going to require a couple different applications. Okay, so before we start, we're going to want to make sure we have our materials, which is going to be our paper towel folded over 3 times, or I guess into thirds, which is what John, the owner, prefers to use. It doesn't really matter too much, but you're definitely going to want multiple layers between you and the glue so that it doesn't get on your fingers. We're going to make sure that we have a hole all the way through. Make sure you can feel the air moving in and out, or at least, at the very least, hear it, so that you know it's actually going to work. And let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this whole sole at once. Okay. I am going to put a bead of glue around the outside as close to the wear line, which is the very edge of the shoe where the sole attaches, as close as possible. We're going to go over, and then we're going to fill the inside in a zigzag pattern. The most important part is the edge. Make sure the edge adheres well. If the edge adheres well, the center will take care of itself. Okay. Now we're going to apply it down. Carefully press the edges into place. And we are going to hold, spanning out the fingers to hold as much area as possible. If I can bend my wrists the right way, just like that. And we're going to hold. Okay. Somebody's alarm is going off outside. Car alarm, not house alarm. Okay. Now, because the fabric of the upper is going to absorb more adhesive than usual, it's also going to take a lot longer to dry. I have no doubt that one coat would work just fine, but we've been holding this for like 20 seconds, 25, 30 seconds now, and you're going to see it's going to peel right off. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of glue on there. It was sticking pretty good in the middle, but not the edges, because the middle wasn't absorbing a whole bunch of it. So we're going to do it again. We're going to apply another coat. Okay, zigzag the inside. Oh man, this stuff is strong. Burning my eyes a little bit. A little too close to it. There we go. Apply. Hold down. Fan the fingers out to get as much space on it as possible. And hold. Now I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to hold for a couple of minutes. The package says 30 seconds to a minute, I believe. I don't have one in front of me. I should have this memorized by now. I really should. Shame on me. I would slap myself, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. So I'm going to pause this video, and I'm going to hold it for a couple minutes, because this much glue is going to take a couple minutes to dry. Okay? I will be back. Hey guys, still holding it. It's been about 1.5 minutes now, maybe 2 minutes. It is still not adhering as well as it's not adhering well enough for a video, or for a customer for that matter. So I am putting pressure on it by putting it on the and this is why you don't want to use that a whole bunch, because it will leak out and it's going to stain the upper. But this is what we got to do in order to get it to adhere properly. I am using my weight and applying it with both hands to the shoe while it's resting on a flat surface. If you do this on a counter and it leaks out, the glue leaks out, it will bond to the counter. It's going to be damn near impossible to remove. So you're going to want to put something underneath it. Okay. Oh man, phone's getting warm. Okay. So we got to wrap this up. Let's check now. Okay. Still coming loose. Now, we're going to try it again. And this time, I'm going to use $1 clamps from Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay? I'm going to stop the video. I'll let my phone cool down, and I will be back. I am back. Okay. So, I have allowed this to dry completely. It took about 20-25 minutes. And we're going to give it a shot again. Is this the right one? Yes, that's the right bottle. Bottle's still good. Okay. So, bead of glue along the edge, just like before, and fill the center. Now you might be asking, what's the difference between this time and last time that you think it's going to have success? Well, the difference is that now that the other glue has dried, hopefully this glue can't absorb in as easily. It will stick to the old glue. There we go. I'm going to get that fan position and squeeze. Okay. And we are going to hold it for about a minute. So once this hits 2 minutes that I see recording, that is when I'm going to let go. 45 seconds left. Okay. Now, I said previously I was going to use clamps. I decided not to do that. You can see the clamp on the far left over there. And I decided not to do that because I realized this glue is to be used at home with stuff that you already have. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't have any clamps at home like that. I have a C-clamp for holding stuff in place when I cut it, but that's it. That's all I got. So I wouldn't want y'all to have to go buy something extra in order to use this. It will work just fine on its own. It's just a matter of holding it into place. That needed more time. Man, this shoe's being a pain. Okay. Alright. I'm going to fast forward through this part. I'm going to hold it for another 2 minutes. And that's 1 minute down. I hate analog clocks. And it's not that I hate them because I can't read them, because I mean that one over there totally says, get the shine off, almost 635, 634 and a half. I hate them because of the clicking. I hate the damn TikTok. It is so annoying. And that is 2 minutes. Okay. So, Okay, so that's what a couple customers have mentioned, that it dries white. It does not generally dry white. You can see that there is very, very little on here. But I think that the glue reacting with the air can sometimes give it a white tinge. Now, I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to sit right here, and it's not going to move. Okay, I'm not going to touch it again. I'm going to leave it for another 20 minutes and just let the glue cure by itself. Okay, we shall be back. Alrighty, see how we did. That's more like it. It only took an hour and a half. Well, 40-45 minutes, somewhere in there. So that is how you would have to do it on a fabric upper shoe. So let's go over those steps again. First thing you're going to do is put down a coat, line it with glue. There we go. Line it with glue, fill in the middle, all that stuff. Press it into place. Make sure you get the glue everywhere it needs to be so that it covers the whole thing. And then leave it, let it sit, let it dry for about half hour, for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's completely dry. Okay? And then you're going to do it again. You're going to put line around the outside edge, fill in the middle, press and hold for a couple minutes so that it can actually stay into place for the most part, and you don't have to actually hold it, you don't have to clamp it or anything like that. So press and hold it for a couple minutes. It's still going to come loose a little bit. You're going to see it get a little bit stringy on the inside, but that's okay as long as it's still together. Make sure it's nice and somewhat tight, and then leave it for 20 to 30 minutes. Okay? So it sounds like I'm talking more like 40 minutes to an hour. But it did, in fact, work. Okay? It did, in fact, work. So it can work. Unfortunately, because of the nature of the shoe and how the adhesive has to absorb into it, it just works a lot slower. So I am sorry that it's not going to work as quickly as we want it to, or as quickly even as advertised, but it will, in fact, work. I promise. It just, unfortunately, is going to take a lot more time. So thank you for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. If you have any direct questions, feel free to ask me directly at my email, which is joshua@njoydistributors.com. That's Joshua, NJOY, distributors.com. Thank you, and like and subscribe. I look forward to hearing from anybody.